Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss if Four Roses is the best bourbon to pair with barbecue based on a tasting table article. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Jeff Andreezy, Tim Swaya, and Katie Joyce.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hey guys.
Hey y'all.
Hey, so we're going to be talking about this idea, this so-called bourbon expert that was consulted for this article, claims that there's only one choice here, and it is, in fact, Four Roses. We're lucky we have a barbecue expert here, a guy who competes in competitions, and Jeff, and we'll talk about all this stuff after the break. For right now, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
This may just be a me thing. But do you guys ever accidentally break something that you use on a regular basis, but you're like, I don't want to buy a new one yet. It's fine. I'll find a workaround or kind of like a way to rig yourself around this broken thing. And it's fine for you. You know how this operates. But somebody else goes to use it and they're like, how do you live like this? What are you doing?
Okay. Gosh, it seems like there's a lot of them now. Put it on the spot.
Yeah. The one that I do is pens. If the barrel of the pen starts to crack, I will go get a piece of Scotch tape and try just to tape it up because I've decided I like this pen. I'm going to use it until the ink runs out.
I do get really attached to some pens where it's like, you can't go yet. I still remind emotional support pen at this point.
Or the pen is to the point that it's unscrewing. It's it doesn't hold. So you have to be more delicate with it, or constantly tightening it, and someone will use it and it's is this pen really loose? And I'm like, oh, you just have to tighten it every 2.5 minutes. Fine. I'm like, but I'm attached to it, so don't steal my pen. And they're like, I'm not going to, it's broken. You're good. It's a good way to keep
throw it away either. I'm gonna be so mad if you throw it away.
Don't throw away the pen. Yeah. All right, Tim, what do you think? You got anything?
Yeah, I'm with t-shirts. So I will once those t-shirts get fully worked in and you got some stains and some crust in those armpits, that's when they get their new life, when you cut the sleeves off and now you got sleeveless t-shirts. I still carry them on. I've got stories of t-shirts and the kids are like, my God, you still wear that? And I said, yes, I do. I love my Van Halen 1986 t-shirt that's still alive and straight.
Really?
I still love my Nebraska baseball that I got in 2002 traveling around for work and stuff.
Okay.
Are these at home t-shirts now, or are you wearing these in public to embarrass your children?
They are at home t-shirts. So yeah, I do draw. I have evolved, unfortunately. I wish I could just say, no, I'm going to wear these things out and be done with it because they are me and I am them. But no, I do well. If wearing them in the front yard and doing yard work and where the neighborhood can all see and say, yep, he's in that t-shirt again. Must be really working today. If that's embarrassing, then yes, I'm all for that.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Jeff, how about you, man?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with cigar lighters.
Mm-hmm.
They're a jet flame versus a soft flame, and I've had some that the lid is broken off. The adjustment thing is so touching it, and they're so cheap. They're like $10. But no, I'm going to use it until it absolutely won't light anymore.
It's Old Faithful.
Yeah.
It is, even though I have to do the work to make it faithful, reliable.
Right.
It's not reliable as it was.
You're
out
sticking
of the box.
with it. You're sticking with it.
Sticking
Yeah.
with
That's a
that.
good call.
Okay. Yeah, I can't come up with anything, McNew, so we'll turn it over to you. What do you do?
Steve throws away his underwear as
I was
soon
gonna
as
say,
true. So he's
That's
not.
true. I give up on my underwear now. So, but that's been
Well documented already.
That's well documented. I tossed my underwear in Key West, but yeah, I mean grass cutting shoes. I mean, if you saw my grass cutting shoes, you'd be like, throw those in the trash. But
Yep.
I hang on to them. They're still useful to me.
Very useful.
Yeah. And I don't want to put any other ones in that because that's the end of the line. There's no coming back. It's not like, you know what, these aren't grass cutting shoes. I'm going to start wearing these, out again. No, that's it. It's done.
No, because even if you throw those babies in the washer, they're still
Right.
staying. No
Their fate is sealed. The moment you start going out there and cutting that grass, their fate is sealed. Where the end of the line then is in the trash can. It's not like you can even I'll donate these. Nobody wants those.
That fluorescent green doesn't match anything.
No, it's over for them. So yeah. I know I got some old shoes right now that they're nervous. They're like, they see those grass cutting shoes and they're like, oh God, I hope not.
Is this our last summer? Are we almost done?
Right. Heading to the old folks' home.
Yep.
Look first. Who's getting picked first?
Well, McNew, what was on your mind? What were you coming up with?
So this happened the other day. Chris did something to his phone. I don't know what, but he's like, "Can I use yours?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can. Whatever." He had to make a phone call, and he's like a Samsung guy, and I have an iPhone. So he was just like, "I can't hear out of the speaker. How do you make that work on iPhones?" I was like, "Oh, mine doesn't." And he was like, "What the fuck do you mean yours doesn't?" I was like, "Oh, I spilled something in it like a year ago." He's like, "Microphone." He's like, "Why do you not get a new phone?" I'm like, "'Cause it's fine. Like, I don't want anybody to call me anyway. Like, it works for what I want it to work for."
Huh.
Great example. My phone can be down to you have to charge it every 90 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get a new one. It's fine. This is still working.
This too. I actually had to get a new charger today because it gets hot every time it charges now. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably about time, really. But just don't do it. And he's like, "You've been walking around with a broken phone for a year." I was like, "It's fine. It works for what I want it to work for. I don't need a speaker in my ear."
Yeah.
They're almost throwaway technology till you realize if you want to get a new one, it's $1,000 now.
It's
Right.
$1,000.
And they're discouraging you from just buying them. They're like, no, it's $19.99 for the next however many months. And I'm like, but I don't want to do that. I want to buy it and be done with it. They're like, you can do that, but it'll be more expensive. Like, I don't know.
And it's a pain in the ass because they update things and things aren't where I want them to be. And I don't have the patience to learn something new right now. I just don't want a new phone. It's going to last, guys.
McNew, can you promise us don't charge your phone in your bed? Because we don't want to have you disappear from the show.
Oh, no, I can't. I don't really. I wake up in the morning and it's half dead. So I charge it while I'm working. So it's fine.
You're not a person who charges their phone overnight?
No, I used to be until it got hot and I don't want my bed to catch on fire.
Oh, that's the thing.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because it gets so hot and I'm like, it's probably not good, but
I charge mine overnight. I don't notice it being hot or anything.
Well, because when they work right, they don't get hot.
I'm sleeping though. Yeah. You have to hold it.
While, they just wear themselves out and especially if you get a non-Apple charger, they will get super hot while they're
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apple.
Yeah, it's cross-contamination.
Yeah, they don't like that. Apple wants to use all their stuff. Yeah. If you keep doing that, they'll be like, all right, we'll just have to invent a different charger then, and you'll have to buy that.
All you Apple people, now you got USB-C. All us Samsung people, you made fun of us all these years.
We continue to make fun of you, yes. Samsung. It's embarrassing.
Nobody wants that.
I don't know what to do about shapes at the bottom of a phone, okay? I need to be able to swipe and I don't know what to do with a square and a triangle and something else at the bottom of a phone. So
right. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know what that means, but I'm agreeing with you. On that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew for the eloquent question. What do you got there, McNew?
Ooh, I'm going to stay on theme and go some Four Roses, classic yellow label.
Four Roses, okay. All Okay, that was cute.
Beautiful.
That was
It
cute.
was. So
Yeah.
cute.
I don't know that I'll win, but maybe. I might have won the last one. That was not bad, but it feels like there could be potential to get bigger. I've got from Highwire here. I've got their Revival bourbon. So
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
Jimmy Red Corn. I like this bottle too. Kind of squared but heavy. I don't really like square bottles, but this is rounded square. If you know what I mean.
Is it small hand approved?
Yeah, I think they're because it tapers down near the bottom. I think they're.
Oh, there you go. Don't worry about Darren.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's a new lead right there. That was solid. Very solid. Next up is Tim.
All right. We are going to do some Neely Family Distillery Autumn Vanilla. Let's see if I can repeat my water drop. Slide on the set.
Nothing. Not even a water drop. The water drop sounded explosive compared to that. All right, Jeff, you're next.
All right, I have some Dancing Goat Distillery, a quirky and humble blend, release 3.
Oh, nice.
It says it is a sourced whiskey.
Okay.
Oh, my top came off.
Oh,
This timeout is brought to you by
poor Karen.
Dancing Goat. Oh, there you go. Water drop.
Imagine.
It was the water drop. There you go. All right, Katie, you're last but not least. I got the lead here, so if you just want to not do
I
it,
have
that's
another
fine.
well-loved bottle. I've got some Michter's.
Some Michter's, okay. No, just squeak. Just squeak. Little bass, maybe, but there you go. I win. Cheers, gang.
Everyone.
George T. Stagglass.
Cheers.
Oh, hey.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the best bourbon to pair with barbecue. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
This is Mr. Bill. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily. I'll drink to that.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking the best bourbon to pair with barbecue.
Yes, we are. So this is an article from tastingtable.com. And they've got Oh yeah, Tasting Table's great. Nikki Munoz wrote the article, and then the bourbon expert that they used was a person named Chris Blattner, aka the Urban Bourbonist. I don't know if you guys know who that is. I'm not familiar with the Urban Bourbonist. Tim does. What do you know about the Urban Bourbonist?
I just see his content every now and then, so he's I would call him industry folk. He knows what he's doing. He's been around for a while.
Okay, well, he's the bourbon expert here.
I don't know if he's paid on the payroll by Four Roses. I do not know that, but we'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah, yeah. He says, Four Roses is the choice here. Is the choice. What do you guys think about that? Does anybody agree with that, or anybody thinks other, or anybody think it doesn't matter? They all go no. Okay, Katie's saying no. Why?
Well, first of all, in the article, I think he just said this is my preferred, and not much else reasoning, because then in the article they talk about here's 3 reasons, and it just describes bourbon. It has nothing to do with Four Roses. They say because of smoky pairing and sweet and spicy, and I'm like,
right.
Well, you just described every whiskey ever.
Right.
Yeah, and it's 51% corn's even in there. It's the most basic ass tour of an article you have.
So he does call out Four Roses small batch specifically,
right,
because of its palette of red berries and dried spices, a nose of fruit, sweet oak, and caramel, and the finish is soft and smooth. So he's writing for the masses, or talking to the masses there. And at 90 proof, it's a bit softer than the proof would suggest. He finds it matches with most styles of barbecue.
Okay.
Yeah, my first thought was unoffensive bourbon.
I am not a fan of the brand in general anyway. For the most part, it's never been my favorite. It's fine. It's just not my favorite. I find it to be a little lacking, especially if they had said single barrel, I think I could get behind it.
Okay.
But I just have not quite been a fan, and so I think I would go with a little higher proof too. Not high proof necessarily, but a bottled and bond of some sort, I think would be a better choice. I think hold up just a little better. I think the Four Roses just kind of disappears. It's not significant enough.
All right. Jeff, tell us a little bit about your your barbecue experience. You compete in some competitions, correct?
Sure. Yeah. My partner and I, Smokey and his Bandits competition barbecue team. We compete in Kansas City Barbecue Society sanctioned events, and those are held around the country. It's probably the largest sanctioning body when it comes to barbecue.
Whoa!
And we compete. We've competed in Tennessee and in Kansas City, but mostly in the Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, Iowa, upper Midwest it's closer to home. We can get to those.
Have you ever competed? Aren't there's 3 that are the big ones, right? Memphis in May, and the Jack Daniels one, and there's one other one that's considered
the American Royal is in Kansas City. That's the biggest.
Have you competed in any of those?
We have. We've competed at the American Royal a few times, and both the Invitational and what's called the Open, which means anybody in a grill can show up. Sure. We have been fortunate enough to get to compete at the Jack Daniels. That was awesome. To get invited, you have to win a contest somewhere and then get drawn to represent your state, or else you can get in by winning 7 contests in a year. We've never done that. But we did get a chance to go compete at the Jack, and it was just a hoot. We just loved the whole experience.
Yeah, that's cool.
How cool.
That's the Super Bowl right there.
The best part about competition barbecue is we get a lot of the same teams. We get to know them, and it's a good community of people, and it's a wide variety. So you've got people that are hardworking mechanics all the way up to, there's probably some CEOs running around at some of these contests of meet all kinds, and people are so helpful and willing to give advice, especially if you're not there just trying to steal ideas. Really loved it. We've been doing Kansas City or KCBS contests since 2012.
Okay.
And as many as 20 in a year, we've paired back, and I've paired back even more since I moved back to Minnesota, so I'm a little further away. Probably 6 to 8 contests a year.
Okay.
And so and they're the same. Every contest is the same. Chicken, pork ribs, pork shoulder, pork butt. It's called, or brisket. You have to do all four if you're competing in the whole contest.
Oh, love all that.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
It's awesome.
Oh.
A lot of whiskey drinkers at these.
Small batch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say? I'm curious to see what whiskey you see most of, like of the people there, and then also your preferred. So, like,
there you go. That's a good way to put it.
And also, like, what do you kind of see as the theme for people who also are enjoying whiskey at these?
So, what's really interesting? It's a great question. At
the Jack Daniels one, because I assume everyone's like, oh, of course it's got to be Jack.
Sure, doing that, and we just competed in Huron, South Dakota, and that's very Jack centric. And the trophy is a empty bottle of Old Number 7 filled up with marbles, because you're competing for all the marbles, they call it. So,
well, that's cute.
But there's a 922 shot on Saturday morning. The contests are typically Saturday, and the turn-ins start at noon. So at 9:22, all the teams gather somewhere, and someone will have a bunch of shots set out. And to be honest, it's something like Fireball, cinnamon whiskey, honey whiskeys. It's really
like
things
flavored
like
bird
that.
dog, something like that.
Mostly like that. But if you go on Thursday night, which a lot of times we'll do, and Friday night, that's where people are drinking. You see a lot of beer at these, but I tend to bring some type of whiskey, and hard to find people that really enjoy it. It's a lot of beer drinkers at a lot of these. So
makes sense. It's such a long event too. We have to. Not everyone can drink whiskey that long of the day. So beer.
Is there anybody that just sets up their Traeger and then goes and sees sights and stuff like that, and then just manages their barbecue on their phone? The microwave of barbecue.
That would be
there might be some of that.
Steve, you need to go to one of these opens and set up and walk away. No one ever sees you there, and then you just come out and take it out. And people are like, "What is this guy doing?" And you'll be like,
exactly.
"Oh."
I don't use the Traeger though. I don't like those things.
It's even better because he's Bourbon Sasquatch, so the fact that nobody sees him or just gets glimpses of him.
I'd have to set up my big green egg. That's what I would have to do, though. That would be on the egg for me.
So there's people cooking on eggs. They're cooking on Traegers. They're cooking on drums. People cook on drums. Occasionally, you'll see someone there with a Weber Smoky Mountain. We cook on a offset cooker, and we're a stick burner. Different brands like that. So you've got a little firebox off to the side, and you're monitoring your temps. The trend, it's more than a trend. It went from people starting. We used to start cooking get the fire lit at 11 p.m. and cook all night. You wanted a 14-hour brisket or something like that. And we learned in a hurry that most people don't do that anymore. They're cooking hotter, they're cooking faster. The drums are very popular for that. People are putting their big meats, the brisket and the pork butts, on at 6 a.m, 7 a.m, maybe, and cooking at higher temps, getting it done, and the flavors are still great. So there's things that have changed over the years, even since we've been competing. We've upped our temperatures. We've cooked on the same kind of style cooker the whole time, but we've upped our temps quite a bit over the years. So I get up at 3 a.m. and light the fire. Then Greg gets up and puts some of the meats on at 4, and go from there. We're done by 1:30 doing dishes.
Now, Jeff, have you found, is there like a certain whiskey that you can bring that you find people are like receptive to trying? Like, have you ever found some people like, oh, what's that, and enjoyed it?
Yeah, I see a lot of Crown Royal.
Oh God!
So again, lighter products. Crown Royal Apple, Crown Royal Peach. So again, it doesn't seem...
Should be disqualified.
Okay, so these aren't actually whiskey drinkers.
At the competitions, no, I haven't found too many. I have found a couple people that have their executive bourbon stewards. One guy that in particular spent a lot of time with over the years, and he and I, when he's around, we get to chat quite a bit about the trips we've taken and the whiskeys we've enjoyed, and we share with each other. So I always try to bring something good, something that I've purchased from Steve often, and people they'll all want to give it a try.
Nice.
And it's usually just a little too
much.
A little, the comment I hear too much is, it's just got a little too much burn for me.
Yeah.
I hear that quite
Ridiculous.
often. So,
Ridiculous.
yeah. So I'm working on it slowly and trying to bring some people into the fold.
All right, Jeff, they leaned on a bourbon expert for this pairing. You are a barbecue expert who also is really into bourbon. You are an executive bourbon steward yourself.
Yep.
You have the same criteria as their expert. I mean, that's what they like. Oh, this guy's an executive bourbon steward. You have that criteria as well. So I would say you are pretty close to being equal with him on bourbon footing, maybe a little bit behind because he's, involved in industry stuff and that.
Sure.
But he doesn't have the barbecue experience. So we're gonna whatever you say, I think we're gonna take that as the gospel here. So what do you think is the ultimate bourbon to pair with barbecue?
Wow. So
no pressure or anything, but
there's no pressure here. So for me, it needs to be something that I can do a couple different ways, because when I'm cooking, Katie mentioned it. You can't be doing this straight up for hour after hour. I can't. I'd tip over. So. Right. I like to grab something that I can.
My barbecue, and it's all just burst of shit.
Something I can throw some ginger ale in, or just some club soda.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna say, and it's another old reliable of mine is probably a Wild Turkey 101. That's something.
That's a great answer. I love that answer.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I can do that several different ways and do it, and when I'm done, whether it's at home or at a contest, I can finish with. I can drink straight up Wild Turkey 101 with my meat.
Yeah.
I think it has to be something accessible. If it's going to be like, hey, if you're go get this, and that's a great answer. Something that you can actually find throughout the country as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
I think that's good.
It's a great price point, and it's just a really nice product.
I like that answer. That's a good one.
I think that's the answer then. So throw out the Four Roses. That's wrong. Wild Turkey 101 is the actual correct answer. That's the one that goes with barbecue. And you have to stick with that, because they don't be like, okay, what's your top 5 or what? No, it's one. And if it's going to be one, it's Wild Turkey 101. And I agree with you. I think you made the right call there. So there you go. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jeff, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
Well, now you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Smokey and his Bandits Competition Barbecue.
Whoa. How about that? When you guys win an award, do you ever get any of that hardware? Is there any barbecue trophies around your house or anything?
My partner is really the prime cook and the sponsor, so he has the trophies. Over the years, I've taken some to work and had them for a time.
Like the Stanley Cup, you get to take it for like a day.
I get to take it for a short time and protect it.
Look at this. Look at this trophy.
I have one. It's a traveling trophy that we share with another team, and that's a different story for a different day, but it's the bedpan. I have a bedpan in my office that it goes to there's 2 teams that compete, and whoever loses gets to take that until the other team loses.
Okay.
That's the one I have, is a bedpan brisket trophy.
Okay. It doesn't sound very cool, actually. I was looking for something cool there, and that's not cool.
It's really cool, but it's embarrassing when I have to explain it. Because you had to lose to get it.
Okay. Seems like whistle pigs should be big at barbecue competitions. It just fits the thing.
You'd think. That might be something I'll try. I've never bought a whistle pig.
There you go. Get a whistle
I think
pig.
I'll try that at the next one.
Maybe I'll get them.
They're cheap ones. I'd go get the farm stock or something.
What's the other one? What's the other one?
That's piggyback.
Piggyback. You get the piggyback.
Sure.
That's the one. That's
okay. That's a great suggestion. I'm going to take you up on that idea.
Actually, you should get some piggy bank, because I feel like the butt chug out of the ceramic piggy bank one is just
that would be good.
If I can find that,
gotta find it. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that would be the funny thing about a whistle pig is a groundhog, but their mascot is an actual pig. It looks like Winston Churchill, by the way. So so it's weird.
Boss hog.
So do most babies. Have you ever noticed that when they first get
born? Most babies
look a lot like Winston Churchill.
He had the shit kicked out of him. So it makes sense.
That's true. That's true. All right, Katie, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me stalking the barbecue competition circuit to get some of Jeff's cooking, because that sounds amazing. And also over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
Yeah. Imagine going over to Jeff's house and you'd be like, "Oh man, I hope he's going to barbecue tonight." And he gets out like a Stouffer's microwave dinner and be like,
Yeah, he's like,
I'm feeling
Family size lasagna.
Anybody want
nuggets you put
Totino's?
in the air fryer.
Yeah. Anybody want a Totino's pizza tonight?
I've got 3 different varieties of Totino's. Which would you like?
We got Pop-Tarts for desserts.
It's like
pointing
it's
at
a
the
bit of a
grill.
letdown.
You're like, yes, we're getting some barbecue, but he's like, here's some frozen hamburgers. That's even more disappointing.
Yeah,
The
right.
was going like, yes,
for frozen hamburgers. There you go. Yeah. All right, Tim, how about you, man?
You can find me enjoying cereal at Jeff's house one of these days when I barbecue. Hopefully it's Cocoa Puffs. And then on Instagram at SwagGuy2112 and on YouTube at our flagship whiskey.
All right. McNew, how about you?
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
We'll have to do a breakfast cereal bracket challenge sometime.
Yes.
That would be a good one.
We already know Tim's answer. Hopefully it's Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, never gonna happen. Never allow them.
What about Apple Jacks? You like Apple Jacks? Oh, man.
I'd go with anything that had sugar related because I got stuck with Cheerios that taste like sawdust.
Oh, that's what your parents made you have? Cheerios?
Yeah, that's the only thing they buy. When they got the nuts and honey. When we had nuts and honey. Oh, because it came in the smaller box, and that was a big time when Mom bought the nuts.
No, he got the nuts and honey.
I couldn't even get the frosted like him. Like
that's the honey nut Cheerios. He got the nuts and honey.
Yes. Yes, that was a big time. Big spending. On in a couple days.
Is that like the generic version?
Yes. Yes, all came in a bag.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. You got to check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me. The ABV Barrel Shop. That is the home where you can try before you buy. Check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang fartians. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.